So, was the snow over your head?
Yes. Oh no, it really wasn't. I mean, there are piles. It probably went. We probably got 4 feet. I think that was the last.
That's what Shane
So,
said.
almost over your head.
Yeah, yeah. Shut up. There's piles that are
Insane.
over my head. I will say that.
So this isn't like this isn't even a normal storm for you guys. This isn't. I mean, like 3 to 6 feet is insane, even for
Well,
you guys, right?
no, no. I mean, they're never normal. This one just happened to dump on us in a matter of 3 days.
From what I was hearing, this is the second most you guys ever gotten.
Yeah, in 2014, because see, the weatherman from the Weather Channel came here, and that's when we know that it's serious.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we recording?
It is November 20th, and welcome to the 16th episode of Married to Clash. I'm Queen JGB, and I'm joined by my Brew
Hello.
and BooTG, and BTG.
BTG.
We recording?
Okay. And live from the snowpocalypse of Buffalo, Miss B.
Yep. Hi.
This is the apocalypse. That's great.
She didn't get lost in a snowdrift. I'm
That's
happy
gonna
about
be-
that.
That's what she's going to name this episode
Right?
Snow apocalypse.
The snowpocalypse.
of Buffalo.
I would like to know who got Elsa mad in Buffalo, Jen.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like,
Seriously.
who got her mad? Because, man, she just raged at you for days on end.
It wasn't. I mean, honestly, it wasn't terrible.
You also didn't have to shovel. You have
Yeah.
a 16-year-old for that.
Right. Oh yeah, I did go out yesterday because I moved the cars and I cleaned the cars off. I tried to do that method where I just drive down the street really fast and then I stop and then all the snow on my top just goes forward. But all my neighbors thought I was crazy and it didn't work.
That didn't work.
So that sucked.
You don't have very
it
tall
didn't work.
cars.
The
Weapon?
one question I do have is lake effect snow like heavy snow, or is it like light and fluffy?
Well, then we had phases. There was heavy and then there was light and fluffy and then there was like wet snow, like rain and snow at the same time.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so it's like a cake. It's like layers of a cake.
Did you get thunder snow?
There, I guess there was some in Hamburg and I don't know where in Buffalo she lives. One of my group chats with like the surrounding area girls, they had some of it, but I've heard it. I've definitely experienced it.
Yeah,
It's weird.
apparently there was lightning in
Yeah.
this storm or something around up there.
Oh yeah, yeah,
We-
we get that too.
We've had thunder snow, not often.
Yeah,
but we've
thunder
had
snow.
it.
Yep.
Have you ever had thunder snow, Ben?
Yes.
Okay,
That's like a normal occurrence for Ben.
maybe.
No.
Yeah, I
no,
don't
it's
No,
not
think
but it
normal.
happens. It's
It's,
nothing like
yeah, but
Ooh.
we've had it. Yeah.
Yeah, I sent a message to Jen on Friday night because Brew and I went out to dinner while Grace was at dance, and when we came out, it was snowing.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, keep your snow in Buffalo. I don't want any of
it was.
it.
Yeah, I counted 5 flakes in that picture.
It like nothing laid on the ground because our grounds are still too warm, but it was a decent
Yeah,
amount.
it was
Like it probably snowed for like 2 hours, but nothing ever laid. It was just
too
there.
warm.
It was too warm. Yeah, it was just cold enough to snow.
We got like 2 inches of snow like earlier in the week. Like
Yeah.
just enough. I mean, there's actually even like a little bit of grass poking out of the snow yet. So I was gonna take a picture of that and be like, "You guys got nothing on us," but
I'm not complaining. I like our little bit of snow.
Yeah.
I told Jen I don't mind snow if I don't have to go anywhere. It can
Yeah.
snow all the time, but I don't want to have to go out. I just want to watch it from the window with my tea wrapped in a blanket. Never move.
yeah, I actually hate like the little 1 or 2 inch snows. We get this time of year. That's pretty much all we get because it's not enough to warrant breaking the snowblower out for. So you have to go out and shovel it.
You
It's
lose your
like-
man card if you pull the snowblower out for it. You have to use the shovel.
Well, I mean, it's like it's more and it's worth to pull the snowblower.
We did
It'll
start
take you
our
time.
snowblower and made sure it ran. It needs some repairs,
That's
good. Yeah.
so it needs to go to the shop. But I have time. We don't typically get snow until like January. Of course, now that I said that, next weekend it's going to just dump on us or something. Some random. There has been, the earliest I ever remember getting snow was Halloween. We got like 5 inches of snow on Halloween. I think Grace was like 4. And we actually canceled Halloween. We had it the next weekend.
We did.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah, our development redid Halloween the next weekend. So okay. So we're gonna talk about some event updates. We have a new segment volunteered by Miss P, so hopefully she has a topic for it. You better think about it.
Oh well, we can just
we can't each do one, otherwise we'll run out of ideas. So my thought is we just do one topic. One, we can rotate who picks the topic.
Oh, okay.
That way we don't run out of ideas. Because eventually
that's a good idea.
Out.
Yeah, that's true.
And then I think we should kind of chat about the recall war. I don't know if Ben was in that. Were you in that, Ben?
Nope.
Okay, so event updates. We had a total recall war. It was sponsored by our Australian friends. So BG and Whip both took teams. And Miss P and Shane, Meat Sticks or whatever the heck, Golf Pro Bro or whatever his name is.
Let me go.
I'm going to call him Shane. Came to our house. We had a wedding. Jim's cousin got married, and Jen and Shane were invited. And so we spent Saturday clashing and watching Dirty Dancing and Footloose, which, by the way, Shane had never seen. I don't know how that's possible, but never seen it. So
he has now.
He has now. And then we switched to eating and drinking and clashing. So watching Carl and stuff. It was fun. It was a great time. So we can chat about that. I think we were not on, Miss P was on the winning team. Yes? No, we were all on the same team.
We were all on the same team.
So the other team won, not our team. But we did have fun. Shane got to play with Brew's Brewmaster, so he played at TH13, and he got to. It was fun. Him realizing that he didn't have to. He kept saying, "I have to wait for my army to brew," and Jen and I are both going, "No, you don't." And he's like, "No, they're not. It's not done yet." And I'm like, "You don't have to do that."
Nope. Can I show you?
Yeah, and he was like, "No, it's fine." It was quite a riot. Then he goes to go in, and he was like, "Wait, where is it?" And she's like, "Just click the button."
That's what we've been trying to tell you for about half an hour now.
It was a lot of fun. But it was a neat event. So essentially the theory of the event was everybody has to use a recall spell, which is a new spell. There were a lot of people who hadn't used it yet. I had used it a little bit. Ben, you and I talked about it last episode. And, you know,
disconnect from me.
I think once you plug in, it should just switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was neat to watch how people used it. Mm-hmm. The most unique one I saw was they like pushed the whole army into the town hall, and then I call it the vacuum spell now. They vacuumed the troops up and like put them on the other side. And I was like, oh,
cool, that
worked. before the spell towers and the monolith like killed the world, she like set them up and moved it over. And I was like, oh, I don't think I'm that talented though. I would like miss thing, and then the monolith would make it all go boom, and I'd suck up like the queen.
Yeah,
that would be it. So, but it was fun. We had a great time. Always good to have in person at all times. Like I wish we lived around. I don't want to live in Buffalo right now.
No, thank you.
She's welcome to come here. It is brutally cold here. I don't want to say brutally because we're talking to Ben. But for us, it's cold here. It's in the low 20s. It's very, very windy. So the wind chill's like in the single digits, and that's pretty low for us.
Yeah, it's cold.
So maybe a sweatshirt?
No.
Oh my god.
Well,
I saw a guy in a t-shirt yesterday.
Oh jeez. Crazy.
I know.
I went out last night and I wore a pretty thick sweatshirt with a vest and gloves and a scarf. My hands are always cold though, like always. Even in the summer.
Then she forgot the gloves at Grammy's.
I forgot the gloves at Grammy's. And they were Bruce gloves. So.
Oh, no.
That's okay. Zach can bring them today. He's coming for dinners. So, yeah.
It's about cold hands.
I don't know what they say about cold hands.
Cold hands, cold heart.
Oh. I did not hear that.
No. You, of course.
Okay. I was going to say no. I don't think that's true. But yeah, so Recall War was fun. Having Miss P here for the wedding, which thank the gods went off.
Yes. No drama.
It was an amazing wedding.
It was a lot of fun. Jen learned how
Shout
to do
out
the
to
Bardsley.
Sarah and Matt.
Yes, shout out to Sarah and Matt.
I did. I learned the Bardsley.
The Bardsley bounce. Zachary was there, and
two.
you can do two.
There's
like
oop, 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 oop.
So my son, who is 23, everybody's kind of heard about him. Not as much as Grace, but I'm pretty sure everybody knows. But he literally like ate dinner and then danced until he left. Like he was on the floor, and I'm like, I didn't know he liked to dance. And I said to Jen, I'm like, he's not a very good dancer because he dances like his dad. And I call it the Bardsley bounce. And she's like, I have to see it. So we go out and we dance with Zach, and she's like, it's contagious. Like you watch him, and you're like, now I have to do it too.
Like, so me and him were out there rocking the dance floor doing the Bardsley bounce.
Then he started dancing with one of the groomsmen's fiancés, and I'm like, oh Lord, this could cause some drama. But I saw them on the way out. I was coming in from putting something in the car, and I saw them on the way out, and I was like, are you guys okay to drive? And they're like, yeah, we're good. And I'm like, okay. And I said, hey, I want to thank you for dancing with my son today. And she was like, oh, that was your son. We were working on step, tap, step, tap. And I was like, thank you.
Even strangers understand.
and her fiance was like, you have to tell him I said thank you, because she just wanted to keep dancing and I was done. I was like, okay. Right. So it was all good. So yeah. Thank you to Katie and Nick. Thank you for sacrificing your fiance so my son could dance the night away. Grace also danced a lot, and she gave a speech, which
that was the most amazing speech ever.
For a 12-year-old is pretty badass.
Yeah.
That made me cry. The moment she said, like, hi. Like, ah.
So I had false eyelashes on, and by the time we got to dinner, my one eyelash was like popping off. And Sarah's dad gives his speech, and I'm like crying. And I was like, that's it. And I take my glasses off, and I pulled my fake eyelashes off. Shane was like, what is happening?
Yep. Put them on the table.
I was like, I don't think I should put these on the table. So they're still in my purse. I probably should take them out before they like stick to the side of the purse. But yeah, so it was fun. We had a great time, and yes, congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Majinski, is how you say it.
Mm-hmm. Not how I would say it.
It's spelled like
I see it once.
Mlodzinski. MLODZIESKI.
But phonetically, how I put it out with not anywhere, I was like, nope.
I don't even try.
Majinski. You better get used to it.
I'll just call it.
Yeah, once you see it, you're like, okay, because it's MLOD.
Z.
That's
ZIENSKI. Majinski. Very Polish.
It's going to be Matt.
I was going to say very Polish.
Yes.
And Sarah.
It's going to be Matt and Sarah. Jim's not even going to try.
Nope.
I got yelled at all week for calling Matt's parents Mr. and Mrs. Majinski.
Yeah.
But that's how I was raised. And his mom kept saying, you do realize that you're only 4 years younger than me. And I'm like, don't say that.
Shh, quiet.
But, I mean, Sarah is only 2 years older than Zach.
Yeah.
Right.
And Matt's 3 years older than Zach. So it's fine. Anyways, it's just it was the first time I was at a wedding and I didn't feel like the young crowd. I felt like the parents. And I was like, I don't know if I like this so much. This is not okay with me. Jen, you need to get married just so I can be part of the young crowd again.
Even though you have a wedding?
Oh, yeah, just a wedding. You don't even have to officially get married. Just have a reception. It's fine.
Yeah, that's all. Just
you can drink and eat, and it'll be great. You can get dressed up. But it was fun anyways. We had a good time. So yes, congrats to them. All right, CFF News. We have the annual Thanksgiving War at Noble next weekend. Hopefully everybody here has signed up.
Ben?
Yes, ma'am.
The what? No?
What?
We've been talking about it in co-lead chat, which I know you are in. And then we've also done 2 announcements in the server, which I know you are in. So you should check
And we
Okay.
talked about it in our group chat,
in our group chat,
which you're in.
which you're in. Yes.
But I just don't respond to you in that chat.
That's right. Because somebody's salty. after
Jen's
last
not
week.
speaking to Ben right now. It's fine.
Salty.
I'm not even salty about the game. I'm salty about you.
And I'm going to give you it bothers you so much.
We are
You
We are-
give me the reaction I want. You know?
we are Vikings fans this week because
Yep.
they're playing the Cowboys. So Skol all the way, please.
So I mean I have to not even talk about the Buffalo Vikings game. Game of the year, obviously.
It was
Catch up,
great. Yeah.
No,
the
Scott?
I don't know, all time pretty much. But so last week the 7-1 Vikings took on, I think you guys were 6-2 at the time.
Pretty
We
sure.
weren't the game of the week. Now
No.
we're playing the who are not even
Ben's
that
not
good.
looking.
No,
Hi,
Ben's
Grace.
not paying attention.
Hey Grace. and
I'm
this week we're the
falling.
game of the week.
Help.
Yes, this
And
week.
last
we're
week
game
it
of
was the
week.
Packers versus the Cowboys was the game of the week. It's like, come on. The Cowboys haven't been relative since the 90s. Or
well,
relevant. since
they're
the
pretty good
90s,
this year. The
Who
NFC
are?
East is pretty good this year. Like, other than the Commanders, which we should have
Yeah.
beat, but we didn't, and we won't talk about that. But other than the
The
Commanders,
Packers
they're pretty
aren't
this year.
good.
No, they're not. They're not. I
I
agree.
mean, I just don't get why, the Cowboys seem to always be the game of the week, no matter who they're
They're
playing.
America's
Yep.
team. That's what
Yeah,
we keep
right.
getting
Yeah.
told, but it's not true.
Yeah.
So everybody hates them.
Sorry
because
to
they
the
say
Cowboys
that.
fans, but I'm a Philly girl, and it's like in my DNA to hate. So I just can't. I just can't do it. But
Right.
I
I'm not a
love
big fan
all you
either.
Dallas people, but I'm not. And I work with a lot of them because we have an office right outside of Dallas, a big office. So I have a lot of coworkers who are Dallas fans. So it is fun. And then I have a coworker who is a Giants fan.
Ooh, that's great. Yes.
He's a Giants fan, but he grew up in North Jersey, so that is acceptable.
Okay.
But he's
That's
it's-
acceptable.
It's acceptable, as Genk would say. So anyways, we're doing our annual Thanksgiving war, and it's a dice war. We're going to roll the dice. We're only doing one attack per person. We're going to do a friendly between NH and NH2. Snoopy is going to lead NH2, and I'm going to lead NH. And we are going to do a quick war. So we're going to match at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. And then we're going to have a 4-hour prep, and we're going to do a 12-hour war. And Mords is going to stream.
Nice.
Yes.
With Peter and Jan here.
Peter and Jan are going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mhm.
So excited about that. Woohoo.
yeah, so excited. Peter from Pineapples and Thorns and his hot wife, Jan, are coming down our way. We planned it at Miss P's on Labor Day.
Labor Day.
And we're going to go see Jim Gaffigan in Atlantic City on Friday night. And then Saturday, we're coming back our way. We're going to do a little cultural tour.
Right.
Historical cultural tour
Yep.
of Doylestown. We're going to do the art museum and the tile works. We have like an old school Moravian tile works in our town
Yep.
that still produces tiles. So
Old school way. Yep.
yeah, so we're going to go check that place out, which honestly I've never had a tour of it. Lived here a long time.
Nice.
Never toured it. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to come back and have cheesesteaks and do Clash War.
And drink.
And drink.
Mm. Cheesesteaks.
Jen had one last week, which, by the way, I realized I never gave you the cash. I have to Venmo you.
Oh, I said I would. I thought I'd pay for it. I was like, if I'm hungry,
Okay,
nobody else is really hungry. I'm like, yeah, I'll pay.
then I won't do that. I'll buy next time. Cheesesteaks are on me next
I was
time.
just hungry.
Shane was like, she literally just ate like 2 hours ago. It's like, it's fine, I'll eat too. Cheesesteaks are on Toby. Grace says Toby's buying cheesesteaks.
Nice.
Toby's getting real old in the last month. He's really, the legs are.
He's chugging along.
He's chugging along. He is. He's chugging along. Our dog Toby,
Toby.
for new listeners or something, he is 16 and a half. Old man.
Yeah.
And he is definitely, his leg is better though, Jen. I don't need to cover
Nice.
it anymore. It didn't infect. He had a sore on his leg. He is a handsome. Okay, so the Thanksgiving War. If you have not signed up and you're in the CFF, please ping me. I'm happy to add people. We're going to end signups on Monday, but I'm sure this will come out after that and probably before Thanksgiving, so just ping me. All right. We should talk about Clash for at least a little bit. So my personal issue right now is that I cannot find a strat to 3-star with. Ben was in game with me yesterday, and I literally put in chat, I'm just throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks, because I can't. I've tried air, I've tried ground, I've tried both. I've tried queen charges. I don't even like to queen charge. I even tried a warden fucking walk, and that didn't work either. Because, pro tip, I found this out, healers won't heal your warden if they're on air. Didn't know that. I was like, why aren't they healing him?
Oh no.
Oh no.
You didn't see that, Ben? It was right after you came in and
Was it
said
a
that
friendly
was
war?
really bad.
Was it
It was
like,
a random
what kind
war. Just a random.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I laugh because I've done that myself. And then it's because I forgot to change him to ground.
Mhm.
Just like, why wasn't he changed? Why weren't the healer? Oh no.
I didn't forget. I just didn't know. And I don't know why I didn't know, because I know they heal ground troops. I just didn't put it together in my head. I was like, oh, Brock did a warden walk into the town hall and got the town hall. So I'll bring a stone slammer and some air troops. I'll let my warden guy get it and then put the air troops in his aura and he can fly with them. And I was like, well, that didn't work. Switch to a blimp so they could go to the town hall. Thankfully, I brought both. So...
Man.
Oh, that's good.
It was a nightmare. I think the plan would have worked if I had actually done that, because the healers basically just died. I put them on the map, and they just died.
And I'm really used to doing more than that, so it's kind of like my go-to with like a Yeti smash. That's kind of what I do for my normal just farming attacks. And so when I did mine, I was going to do the whole blimp super archer clone thing. Yeah, it used to be the super whiz or blizz attack. Now people are doing it with super archers.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and that actually worked out well, but I messed up. And as soon as I put the warden down to kind of go with that little bit of the, get the blimp to the town hall and all that, and just instinctively put the healers on my warden, and they weren't supposed to go on my warden. They were supposed to go on my queen after all that was done. And so it's just like, as soon as I put that down, let's hope I get the town hall. Let's hope I get 50%. not what it's supposed to do, but
yeah.
And I was just like you. I logged in and it's like, oh shoot, everything is 2-starred already. So now what am I gonna do?
Exactly. Yeah, I am not in a great place, but you know what? This happens to me every time I go up. And this is the first time I realized, this is the first time I went up in Town Hall when the game went up. I've always been one Town Hall behind. So this is the first time I pushed up with the game, and I feel like the balance is just not great. And maybe previously when I moved up in Town Hall, the balance was fine. It was just waiting for my troops to get to that level. Whereas this time I feel like the balance is off and my troops aren't at that level. And it's frustrating. Even in the wild, I'm having challenges. Like my queen, I don't know what they did to her AI, but she just goes in another direction at all times. Like, where are you going? Like, there's literally nothing there. Where are you going? I can clear out 2 full compartments and she'll still go right. And I'm like, what? Why? There is stuff to the left.
There's a jump. Take the jump.
Oh God.
It seems like the AI in general for everything seems to be a little wonky. I'm not sure what's going on, but I definitely noticed it with the queen, like you said. It's like, why are you trying to go that way? And it's like I don't know. it seems like it's next to impossible to get your queen to go into the core with
I
your
can funnel
troops. I
her
mean, you can
in
funnel as much as
if
you
I'm
want.
doing like a true spammy attack where I clear the corner and everything goes this way. If I try and do any sort of phase thing where it's like the king and the queen are on this side and this is on that side, and then you take the troops down the middle, then he'll go right, she'll go left. Or he'll go into the base and she'll just keep walking. And I'm like, just follow him. He's there for a reason. He's protecting you. Just go with him. So, yeah.
Right. And even if you kind of get her going into the base,
She comes
it's
back
like,
out.
she goes back out. And it's so, and I get it that somewhat that's the way bases are being designed now, with a lot of defenses on the outside. So you can't like continue to make your funnel, clear out those trash buildings on the outside. And that seems what's happening. But man, I agree. It seems like the balance isn't there. And I kind of thought, okay, after the whole, you go up a town hall, you get your troops boosted, you get your heroes boosted. It seemed like it was okay for a while.
Yeah. Well, not everybody had built all the
you were
stuff,
getting
right? So there wasn't a lot of invisibility spell towers. There wasn't a lot of monoliths. So I agree with you. When we first went up, I was wrecking places. I was like, this is awesome. And then like reality set in and I was like, what is happening? Nothing. I literally got a 0 star yesterday.
Yeah.
0.
Oh, wow.
46%. 0. My queen was like shooting at the town hall and then she was all of a sudden dead. And I'm like, okay. And no, the poison smelled.
Oh.
And I was like, damn it. So it has not been fun. And I kind of feel like Shane was at our house last weekend where like I feel like you have to do multifaceted attacks. So there's so much to do that you can't see where things are. I'm like, I don't have 3 hands.
Mm-hmm.
I can't drop spells and troops at the same time on both hands. It doesn't work that way. So I just need to I don't know. I need to sit down and actually play for a while. I boosted every day this week, but it's just not working for me. I don't know. Are you feeling anything at the lower town halls, Jen? Group?
Oh, no, I'm crafting things.
Jen's like, I'm never going.
I'm never going. I have a Town Hall 13 that I don't even play.
She's doing her hogs, so she's okay.
I'm going to tell you what.
I'm loving Town Hall 8. Town Hall 8 is so much fun.
My next plan is to try hogs at 15. I'm just going to try it. I mean, at this point, I've tried E-Drags, Electro Titans, Old School Bow Witch, the P.E.K.K.A. Smash that used to be in with the 4 P.E.K.K.As and the healers and the Yetis and the blah, blah, blah. Tried that.
Yeah.
I've tried Valks. So hogs is all I have left. Because I can't Lalo. So I just, don't come at me with your Lalo. So I'm trying the hogs next. Like, I don't know what to do.
She may need a crash.
The one thing I will say that does seem to, like, I've had the most success, like, getting, like, at least, like, 70+% 2-stars in, like, Legend League attacks is using the battle drill, because that takes out some of those defenses in one of the corners that you're funneling. And then you can sprinkle in a couple whiz to like set a bigger funnel, and then it seems like your troops will actually get into where you want them to go more so than a lot of these other attacks. And I'm assuming like the flame flinger, you can do some of the same things, but
I have not tried the drill.
But man, once you get
that's what I have to try.
Once you get to the core, it's like everything's dead. Yeah. Like you can have your entire friggin' army get to the core. And as soon as you get to the core, they're dead.
Yeah, I haven't tried the drill.
Like you get the town hall and then they're dead.
I haven't tried the old school hybrid, like the miners and hogs.
Oh.
So those were the two. Like today, while I'm sitting watching football, I was like, I'm gonna boost and I'm gonna try stuff with hogs and see if that works. I don't have the drill yet, but I can get it in myself. get it that way.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I think it works really well, and you like you can either like pack it full of pekkas. It sounds terrible.
It does.
Like a
Say that
pecker
a
full
few
of
times
pekkas.
fast.
That's literally what the thing looks like. So
Rage up that wherever it dies, and it'll. Yeah, Velk seem to work really well because they're just like, especially when they're raged, they're just yeah, they'll take out a lot of stuff in a big hurry and create a big funnel.
I didn't have good luck with the Valks, but that was early. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'll try new stuff and I'll report back because what I'm doing. I understand the game, right? So I know how to funnel. I understand what it is. I understand how to get things usually, unless the AI is fucked up. Sorry, Mountains. You can leave it there. It's fine.
I think you swore like
Is
that's
it?
your second time.
I'm on a roll today.
Mm-hmm.
I understand like how to get things usually go where I want them to go for the most part, but I really am like nothing is working. Like, I don't. This is not the way this is supposed to go. This never has gone this way. Why are you going that way?
It's the spell towers. The spell towers
They're
just
rough.
are just. I mean, I thought, oh yeah, spell tower. Woo, sounds
Yeah,
scary when they
it's
first
pretty.
said it, but holy cow! I mean, they're either dropping a poison or they're raging up all those
Or they make the town
defenses
hall
or
invisible.
making them invisible.
Yeah,
The spell towers, I think, are just too much.
and then everything hangs a right, and I'm like, that's the wrong way. Wrong way. So
You
I
make
don't know.
the town hall
Yeah.
invisible?
Yeah, if you put the spell tower next to the town hall and it's an invisibility spell, as soon as you hit the spell tower, it'll drop the spell, and then the town hall goes invisible.
Everything around it goes.
Yeah. So, like,
Yep.
I hit a base yesterday, and they had an invisibility spell tower next to this town hall, and an invisibility spell tower next to the monolith, and neither one of them went down. And everything just went poof, gone. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
And it doesn't matter what spell it's dropping. It's just
Yeah.
OP.
I know.
You put if it's on rage, and let's say the queen is next to it, or even the town hall's next to it. When everything gets raged,
Yeah.
everything dies in a
Yeah.
big hurry. The poison spell kills all your troops. The invisibility spell, your troops go away. It's I don't know. I mean, I think it's cool and everything, but yeah, it's definitely tipped the balance of the game to defense.
It'll
is
come
OP.
back. I mean, they'll
Hopefully, right?
No, they're usually. This is what happens, right? And we had this discussion in the Noble chat when this first dropped because Cloud felt like defense didn't get enough. He felt like it wasn't strong enough, and everything went to offense. And I think that is how it felt when we first got the update. But as people have upgraded their bases and base building has caught up, which is what always happens, it's gotten harder. And now I think the scale has tipped over to the defensive side, probably a little too far. They never get it perfect. I don't think they've ever had. I think the only time I've ever felt like the game was completely balanced was when I was a fully maxed 13 right before 14 came out. That was actually a really good balance for me. For me personally, I don't know if others feel that way, but before 14 came out, I always felt like, and it could be I was playing a lot back then, like way more. So I was probably better at it. Like I would play at lunch before I went to work. I would play all night long. As soon as we got off dinner, we were sitting down with our iPads. I'm not into that much anymore. I play at lunch still sometimes, and then I'll play a little bit after work sometimes. But typically we're on it like after Grace goes, like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. But yeah, I think it's I think we have some work to do with super stuff, but I'm okay with waiting.
I think they need I think if there would have been one spell tower.
Yeah, well, they're not going to take a spell tower
that
away.
would make a huge difference.
So they're going to either have to reduce
that would,
their effectiveness, or they're going to have to buff troops. One or the other.
They're gonna have to nerf the range because the range is huge on those spell towers.
But Cloud said if you go up to poison, switch to poison. Don't run rage.
Yeah.
So there has to be a reason he's telling us that.
But the range of the spell is really big.
Rage. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Range.
Yeah, no. The range of the rage.
Like it's too many tiles.
It's a lot of words that sound the same. It's like a pecker full of peckas. Well, that's what the drill looks like.
A pecker full of peckers.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna put that in my request now for clan.
But I think if it was only like,
peckers.
if it was only like, I think it's like 4 or 5 tiles around the tower that has where the spell takes effect. If they reduce that range to like 2, maybe 3 tiles,
that's
around
what you're talking
the
about.
Spell tower.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about the spell.
So it's not
range, like when it actually deployed. You're talking about when it triggers. Okay.
Yes, because at this point in time, I mean, it's the effect of the spell is so far around there. It's like, yeah, it's just too much. I mean, if you can, like, the rage spell can rage up like 10 defenses.
Yeah.
You know, the poison spell, can cover almost your entire push. The invisibility spell, same thing, covers up to, 10, 15 buildings. I mean, it's too much. You can't, I mean, that's what they need to do. If they're not, obviously they can't get rid of the spell tower. I think they need to cut down the range of effect of the spell. So it's not so much, just to balance it out a little bit.
Have you hit up, Jim?
No.
Okay. Then never mind. I was going to ask him how it felt to hit up. I have not hit up either, but obviously I am a 15, so I wouldn't have done that. Miss P, have you had to hit up?
Yeah, and our wars in the rated, if I don't hit fast enough on my lower levels, the lower town halls are already cleared. So it's when you have a town hall 8 and you're trying to scout for a town hall 15, you're like, what would you like to see?
Just a reminder, my troops are literally going to go poof.
Yeah, I just kind of put them all in one spot. That's what you get to see.
You want to know where the air bombs
and
are?
I usually
can
have
find the air bombs because they're just going to go poof.
Yep. Right. It's funny. Yeah, I so sometimes, it's not necessarily needed, so I don't do it.
Yeah. I know that
it's like, what's the point?
I know that in NH2 this past CWL, I don't know, it felt like we did okay. Am I making that up?
I wasn't there, so I don't know.
Do you remember, Jim?
I think we won all of them but one.
Okay, yeah. I felt like we did okay. So CWL ended the Wednesday before the wedding.
Yes.
Thursday before the wedding. So I was like, they were like, JJ, are you going to do medals? I'm like, shh. Well, I was like, I can put the thing out there for Hero of the Month. Can somebody do medals? And I'll just tell you who the Hero of the Month. And Tony's like, I got it. I'm like, okay, good. Because
kind of busy.
I messed up. Sorry. I think about reassigning that job when I didn't realize that it was the day of the wedding or almost the day of the wedding. So, yeah. I had like 25 people at my house and I was putting out the Hero of the Month link, but it's fine. We made it.
And there was still not a not Miss P.
You're not going to get a not Miss P selection. So, you need to get over it. Just like she's not going to get a not BTG selection. That's not happening either. So, it is what it is. Okay, let's talk the new segment. Miss P, are you here? You went away. She might have left. Let's do useless information. Does everybody have some?
Oh, boy. Hold on. All right, I'm going to go to my random book of useless facts.
We have one, too.
We have one.
It's a drawer.
Oh, okay. How about this? Caterpillars have about 4,000 muscles, and humans only have 600.
That's a lot of muscles.
About 600.
Man, can you imagine what a gym day's like for caterpillars?
Yeah. I mean...
Honey, where have you been?
These caterpillars are yoked.
Are you cheating on me with the caterpillar down the... What are they in? Chrysanthemums? No. What's the cocoons called?
A cocoon.
There's a word for them. I thought. You heard it here, people.
I'm not sure what the word is for it, but I think you're.
Okay,
right.
well, we'll stay with the muscles theme. You ready?
There's more.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
There are 32 muscles in a cat's ear. This feature allows cats to swivel and rotate their ears so they can pinpoint the source of a noise. But what's more incredible is that they can move each ear independently to rotate them 180 degrees. Can't hear you. Say it again.
I said that's crazy.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that.
That is a little crazy.
Just, wow.
Oh, look at that. You read that one.
Can't read that one. It's Dr. Seuss.
You don't want to read that one? Oh, I know. You don't like Dr. Seuss. I used to make Jim read Dr. Seuss to Grace.
I like Dr.
Well, actually,
Seuss.
Grace would make Jim read Dr. Seuss to Grace. And you know how Dr. Seuss has like a cadence? If you read it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce's not good at that.
No.
It's not his thing. So he would just read it like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Blue fish, red fish, blue fish. And he'd go, red fish, blue fish. I can't even do it because I do it in the cadence. But that's okay. All right, so Dr. Seuss actually invented the word nerd. Dr. Seuss was the first person to use the word nerd, which he meant as a comically unpleasant creature in a book called If I Ran to the Zoo in 1950. Who doesn't love a nerd now? Nerds are cool.
Mm-hmm.
We were nerdy when nerdy wasn't cool. I was nerdy.
I like it. The moon has moonquakes, dear.
The moon has moonquakes?
The moon has moonquakes. Shallow moonquakes are caused when the moon's crust slips and cracks due to gradual shrinking of the moon. When we have earthquakes, it has moonquakes. That's good. All right.
And we're going back to the moon.
I heard. With a person this time?
Eventually.
This rocket was unmanned,
the one
right?
that just launched unmanned, Yep.
Yeah, so...
Actually stayed up late to watch it launch.
Really? So...
Because I'm not that much of a nerd.
Last weekend, well, here, we had your fellow nerds here. Because last weekend we had Matt and Sarah's bachelor and bachelorette party at our house. And Shoots, who was Matt's best man, came with this gigantic
Oh my God,
telescope.
that was so awesome.
It had to be like this big, like 3 feet diameter, big telescope, right? So he's coming in my house with this huge telescope. And I'm like, what is happening? And Matt's like, oh, he brought his telescope. Great. And I was like, where does Shoots live? He's like, Michigan? So he brought his telescope from Michigan? He's like, yeah. It's like, oh my God. So Shoots comes in with his telescope and puts it on my back deck. And it was a clear night. And Saturn and Jupiter were near the moon that night.
Oh,
Jim got to see Saturn.
awesome.
I didn't get to look in there.
The rings, they're actually rings, which I knew, but you can't see them just looking, but oh my God.
You could see the
Amazing.
rings in the telescope. Like, that's how good the telescope was. So he really
Nice.
Jim was really into it. And now they're like all exchanging things. We have a Discord server from the wedding. Jim got a fan club.
Yeah.
Because he spent Thursday night walking through my house. I think he gave about 200 high fives because he was so drunk. Like, so drunk. More drunk than I have seen Brew in 10 years. So Jim's giving high fives to everybody. So now in the chat, what was the comment? I love Jim.
Yeah.
He's just a pure person. Here's him with a beer, giving high fives to everybody with a big smile on his face. That's how I think of Jim. I'm like,
It was perfect.
that's Jim. So, yes. So we had a telescope in our backyard, and it was a nice night. We had a good time. We had a mashed potato bar, which was fun. It was really good, actually.
Yeah. I think we finished all the mashed potatoes, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
15 pounds of mashed
15
potatoes.
pounds.
Gone. Right? Okay.
Wow.
Miss P, new segment. Do you want to explain the new segment?
It's it's like back in the day when, when I was young, when I had to go to school and we had to walk uphill both ways type of a thing. This is like for people who have played the game for a really long time and understand that the quality of life that we have right now is a lot different than it
True
used to be.
story.
Like, yeah, using resources to build armies. is huge.
Yeah.
Because now it doesn't matter. I can use all the dark elixir I want for my armies because it doesn't matter. Which I used to do anyway. I never cared about that. I would just get enough dark elixir to make up for what I was using because I always used hog. So it's always been dark elixir. But you don't have to use those anymore. You can cook whatever army you want. It helps you progress a lot faster, I guess. But that's definitely something.
So let's dig into that.
I had to pay for my
let's
troops.
dig into that so that those who weren't there back in the day can understand. So back in our day, when I was first, and probably Ben and Brew too, and Miss P when she first came in, were little guys.
Yep.
If you used your dark elixir to cook your troops, you just lost the dark elixir. It was gone. Now it's like super cheap. So it's I remember like going, I can't next. I don't have enough gold to next.
Enough gold to next.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I have to hit this base.
Or wow,
because I don't have anything left.
Yeah.
So this is the base I'm hitting. So for sure. That is a big one, and I agree. It's like helping big time. Also, when you donated troops, you lost all of it. There wasn't a refund.
Mm-hmm.
There was no you didn't get it back.
Yeah.
It is definitely huge. Like 1 gem donations was not a thing. Like it was a special week or something.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, "Woo! Donations!"
Yeah, right. Please.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, no, that's so true because it's crazy. Like, and thinking about like along those lines, like the research lab, there was no like research potion, there was no hammers, there was no books. So you put your golem down, and if it took 14 days, it took 14 days, and you waited until your 14 days were up, and it would be like, how many days are left? It's gonna be tomorrow. It's gonna be tomorrow. Yay! It's so exciting. But yeah, I agree. That is a big one. So does Shane like see those? Because I know he played back then.
Yeah, he played back then, but it wasn't for very long, and it wasn't all these things. None of these things were there. So he remembers.
Ben, what?
So along that dark elixir thing, like I remember when you first got to Town Hall 7, that's when you first got the ability to even collect dark elixir.
Mm-hmm.
But there was no drill. You could only build your storage.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the only dark elixir you could get was by raiding.
Yes.
Yes.
And it was like 50 dark elixir was an exciting raid.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Now I'm like, it doesn't have 10,000.
I remember it's
like. Go ahead. Sorry, Ben.
I remember it took I think it took several weeks for me to save up enough dark elixir just to get my barbarian king.
Right.
And I think I was like halfway through Town Hall 7 when they finally allowed you to build a drill at Town Hall 7. And it was just like, holy cow, doing the hero levels after that was like super easy. And I think I had gotten my king to like level 5 by that time. It took forever to do it. So, yeah, I mean, the hero grind at 7 was like probably the worst hero grind.
I think 9 was hard for me.
Ever. Well, yeah,
9 and...
because 9 has the most levels. Well, when you realize that you're like, it's not just 10. It's now...
Yeah. 9 and 13, because then you got the RC. And that, that was tough. So I think those are probably the 2 hardest.
But at least you had drills to be able to,
that's true. And I don't think I did 7 without a drill. I moved up to 8. I rushed a little bit, so I moved up to 8 pretty quick. But crazy. Crazy. Miss P, we did useless information, but I think you stepped away. Do you have any?
Oh, I do. Let's see, which one do I want to do? Oh, pirates wore eye patches so their eyes would always be acclimated to the darkness, allowing them to see in the darkness below decks in an instant.
Oh.
That was kind of neat.
Huh.
I know.
it wasn't because they had lost their eye. It was because they wanted one eye to be able to see in the dark.
That's kind of cool. Would they just switch it?
The first, yeah, you would just kind of pull it off and put it on the other eye.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know. It doesn't say anything else.
I would think so, because your other one would be your light eye. So you got to switch it. And then switch it back. Ooh. I wonder if their eye colors were different after a long time. Like you would think if your one eye was not exposed to like light, that it would change colors. I don't know. Maybe that's something to look up. Okay.
Yeah. More useless information.
More useless information. All right, let's do shout outs. Miss P, we'll let you go first.
I get to go first. I'm going to shout out Matt and Sarah for their amazing wedding. I loved the food. I cried. I danced. I had fun. I learned a new dance. To Beth and Jim for letting us come and stay at their house.
So you could sleep with your feet up? We forgot to tell that.
Sleep on the floor. That was a terrible story. I don't want to relive that again.
I feel so bad. The air mattress that I've had since the first time I bought it to go to Miss P's to stay in her living room in Thanksgiving weekend in 2018, maybe 17.
17, yeah.
Is the air mattress we've used since then. And Miss P and Shane woke up. Feet in the air. I feel so sorry.
It's okay.
Sarah slept on it all week and she was fine. So I was like, okay.
I know, right?
There's another one on its way.
Yes, we have a new one coming for Peter and Jen.
Nice.
Because they're staying here this weekend. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted your shout.
And then to Peter and everyone at the Pineapples and Thorns podcast, there is a new Clash of Clans podcast. It's called Clash Cast, I believe. If you want to hear about it, go listen to the Pineapples and Thorns podcast, if in case I got the name wrong. But it's a new podcast.
Check it out.
But can we do shout outs too? Okay, yeah, because I want to shout out Shane. Because last episode is when I announced his second account name as Dirty Dan. And like, I think while we were recording the podcast, he changed his name to Meatsticks 2.0. So it's kind of funny. But shout out to him.
That's hilarious.
I was like, oh yeah, this is what we talked about, blah, 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 blah. And I said, yeah, I told everybody that your name was Dirty Dan. And he was like, actually, it's Meatsticks 2.0.
Well, okay, so I'll give him a little bit of a shout out for actually doing what he should have done so people know who the heck it is. So good job, Shane.
Right, exactly. Well, that's what he said. He goes, that's why I did it. He was like, no one's going to know who I am. So.
Great. I still don't know who.
I was like, oh, yes, they will. I just announced your name.
Who Don't Forget Leg Day is. No clue. So, Don't Forget Leg Day. If you can let us know who you are, that would be great. Because Misty and I spent all day last Saturday going, who is that? I don't know who it is. And then I messaged Peter, and Peter like gave me this cryptic answer and never really answered me. So shout out to Peter for not actually answering me. It's like, what the hell, man?
Doing shout outs?
Yes, do you want to do your shout out? I did a shout out to shade out, but I have one more, but I'll do it at the end. Go ahead.
You're up.
Shout out to shade out.
I'm going to do my last one. Okay. All right. So I am going to shout out all of us. Thanksgiving is coming, right? We're a couple days from it. And you are all people I'm very thankful for being in my life. Love you all. So thank you.
Oh.
Okay. Your turn.
Shout out. I'm going to shout out BTG and Miss P. Thank you for coming on a Sunday morning.
Thanks for going around our schedule.
Hey, I like our
I do too, actually. This is kind of nice.
I'm going to shout out Tony because he's just Tony.
At least once a
Tony is
once,
Tony.
And Peter and Jan for coming down.
Yeah.
For
yes, safe travels, you guys.
Yeah.
Coming down Black Friday, hanging with us.
We'll clear the snow for you.
She's like, I said, is there any way for you guys to go around? And she's like, no. We have to go through there.
No.
I was like, oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's
she's like
even
if we go up, we're still hitting the other lake effect snow that they got in Kingston, so there's no difference.
Yeah,
okay.
Right?
So.
Yep. Shout out Peter and Jan.
Yes. Sure. I'm excited to see them and share our little town and, do our things. So it'll be fun. All right, Ben.
I am going to shout out Josh Allen for turning the ball over multiple
Oh my
times
God.
last week. It was wonderful. We
Oh my
appreciate
God.
it.
Don't worry, Jen. When the Eagles beat them in the NFC Championship game, like we always do, I will shout out Ben's quarterback for not doing his job.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
I mean, it's literally, this is going to be forever. This is never going to go away, though.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
Just
Sorry, Ben.
give me a
interrupted.
week. Give me a week
No.
to be happy. But
Okay.
it was a good win.
Then we can go back to not being friends again anyway, so.
Yeah. Yeah. You called. What did you call me? You called me.
Like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And he was
And-
like, what do you want?
Okay, never mind.
I was like, wow. I did hang up on him, though.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
She did.
Oh, yeah. I said, okay, I'm hanging up now. Bye. Click.
You gave him warning. That's not hanging up. It's so less
And I'll shout out-
satisfying now. Like back in our day, you could like slam the now you're just like
Back in the day. Yep.
it's not the same. Okay, sorry, Ben.
That's true. I miss the old flip phones. Well, I mean, yeah, you're exactly right. Like back
The
when
wall
you had
phone.
like the phone actually attached to the wall,
Wham!
you know, and you could actually slam the phone on back on the receiver. Yeah, it was great. And even with the early cell phones, like the flip phones, there's nothing better than just like, yeah, screw you, and poink, shut it. Yeah, I miss those days. Now it's like pushing a little screen just doesn't happen.
No.
And then half the time you don't even know you were hung up on and you were
Yeah.
still talking.
Yeah, it's like,
You're like, hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Back in the day, it was a good hang up if you could make the little bell in the phone ring at the same time. It went. It's like yes,
oh,
take that. Even though you can't hear the bell in my phone, take it anyways. All right, go ahead, Ben.
I guess I'll shout out Future. He had a birthday,
Future did have a birthday.
Yep.
and you know he was already old, and now he's even older.
Miss P had a birthday too recently. Happy
did,
birthday,
happy
Miss
birthday.
P.
Oh,
And Shane. Oh,
So did Barky and Peter.
yes. And Shane is coming up,
It
and
goes.
we will not be recording. Just so the listeners know, we're not going to be recording. Probably for a good month because Mama Sid's is going out of the country for a month for vacation. So we'll see you after the New Year's. But happy birthday to Shane. He's the same day as my mama. He's the same day as Grammy.
Aw. What? No wonder they love each other so much.
Sorry, Ben. Go ahead. Future had a birthday. Future's old.
yeah. And
What
Mama
day-
says, just to be clear, it's leaving Jen's country, not our country.
Jen's country. I said the country. I didn't say which country. I just said the country.
Yes. We're the country. You are a weird
Yes.
country.
You're your own country all to itself.
Mm-hmm.
The country that doesn't get 6 feet of snow. All right, I'll take it.
Yeah. I think she beat you in snow so far this year, just with one storm.
Probably.
She's-
Maybe this will be the only one we get.
She beat me. She beat us in snow for like the last 3 years
Us too.
with the one
Yeah.
snow.
Us
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I think
That would be the last 10
Yeah.
years for
Yeah.
us.
It was funny because I was looking for something the other day and I text Shane and I'm like, have you seen my white golf skirt? And he was like, oh, honey, the golf courses aren't open today.
that's a good response.
That was a good response.
I was like, I know that.
So I know where my skirt is.
But do you know where my white skirt is? I just don't know where my skirt is.
Okay.
Hi.
Everybody did shout outs, right? Yes. Okay.
I shout out my VP.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Bruce shout out SVP. Grace
Hi,
got a
Grace.
shower.
Yeah, I was going to
Yes.
say, Grace took a shower.
She smells good. Her girlfriend's coming over. So, okay. That is our show today. On behalf of Miss P, BTG, and Brew, we hope you enjoyed our show. And stay fancy, my friends.
Are we recording?
Go Birds!
Good luck today, everyone.
All of us.
Go. I don't know what you would say for birds. This is how you say go Bills in sign language.
Birds?
Go Bills.
Maybe it's
Go bird.
could be. I don't know.
Maybe like I don't know like I don't know how to do birds.
Maybe like this.
There's a dove.
It might be a butterfly.